for me as a gift.
That's amazing. That's perfect.
We call it the Joe Blow.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Dan Owen called me this morning. He's like, is that your head on that air blower guy?
Right.
Okay, we are live once again here at the Fitness Garage Sale, powered by your friends here at Treadmill Heroes, located at Treadmill Heroes, 603 West 5th Street, Wilton, Iowa, right on the main drag that's halfway choked off because of all the construction.
Yep.
But it is citywide garage sale day today here in Wilton, so we figured what better day to have a fitness garage sale than right now at the exact same time. From our garage to yours at garage sale pricing. But more importantly, I'm here with Nate Kroger, a Wilton native. And we are going to begin talking about a very fun event coming up, or just thing, and I think we're going to build some events around it, I hope. But we're trying to raise money for the Wilton High School weight room.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Talk to me about it, Nate. What's going on?
So I was approached by a few parents after they saw kind of the condition of some of the equipment we had in there. They decided that maybe they wanted to band together with the community, local businesses, things like that, to try to generate some money to improve the status of our weight room, to kind of upgrade and replace some of the things that maybe were missing because of the general wear and tear of the weight room and stuff. So they got together. They've been awesome. I really haven't had too much to do with any of it, besides giving them the wish list that I'd created throughout the school year of things that I'd want in there, and just telling them my general thoughts about the status of the weight room and stuff. But the parents have really taken a lead role in all of this and have raised a good chunk of money so far, and I'm hoping to put that to good use.
Good.
So, yeah.
What's the goal here? Do we have a goal, or are we just going to keep moving the goalpost? Because I think we should set a lofty goal for this room.
My lofty goal on my little presentation that I put together when I was talking with a group of the parents that came in last Saturday in my classroom, I think it's a general goal. It's not perfect, but I think $100,000 would get us pretty much anything and everything we'd need inside of that room.
Yeah, usually the 100K mark is kind of the cutoff to where are we doing something or are we not?
Right.
And sadly, $100,000 doesn't go as far as it used to. Boy, 30 years ago, $100,000 weight room would have been incredible.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. Mr. Hetzler, the AD at the school, and I have talked about $20,000, any chunk of money in terms of fitness equipment, if you want to do it the right way. Yes, it'll get you what you need in there, but maybe it won't get you as much that can change the aesthetic of the entire gym. So that's why I think my lofty goal, if we're going to set a number pretty high, is where it's at. So
fundraising these days is not easy, but it's also, when we're talking about getting funding in the education realm right now, we're at a little bit of a lull right now. But these weight rooms, that you're right, they need to be brought up to date. And Treadmill Heroes, certainly we've been in and we've built out some incredible weight rooms in some schools. And right here in our own hometown, in our backyard, would the high school be considered my alma mater, or that's just your college? Is your high school considered that?
I think you could consider your high school that too.
Yeah. Because I didn't do the college graduation
right.
thing, you know. Dip my beak in the water a little bit and said, okay, I get it. Time to get to work.
Sure.
But I consider the Wilton High School my alma mater.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah. And so I feel like we need to build out an incredible weight room at that school, but it's only going to come from private donations and funding at this point, because the way everything's structured these days. And so I think it's great you're getting all these parents together and you guys are thinking, okay, how can we collectively build a team and create awareness around that weight room and get it going? So have we had any little successes already that you can talk about?
Successes in terms of the fundraising?
Yes.
Once again, the parents, I've tried to keep away from it as much as possible. I'm not trying to stir any pots or anything with the school and funding there and doing these two separate things. But based on what I've heard from the parents, it sounds like there's about $10,000 coming in soon to try to get things ready, or try to get like some med balls and some different things for like new boxes for box jumps and like plyometrics and stuff ready for summer, which is good because that's when we see the most kids inside of the weight room. Is that summer? It's pretty much packed in there from 6:30 to 10:30 in the mornings, like at least 3 days a week. So that's a pretty good chunk of change coming in already. So I thought that was pretty cool.
I was talking with somebody else about this the other day. It's pretty remarkable how well Wilton Athletics has done, considering the limited amount of implements and tools they have within their weight room. Right? I mean, it's still a good weight room, but it's certainly not up to date. And I can only imagine where the athletics program can go, provided that whole weight room and that whole fitness facility is set up the way that it should and could be.
Right, and I think in the last couple of years, adding those additional, and I think you were involved with the first phase of getting equipment in there. Is that true?
We put all that in there.
Yep, those 8 squat racks and all the new bars and things has made that the weight room, I do believe, is functional. But when you talk about like state of the arts or up to date in terms of some of the equipment in there, there's a cable machine in there that is probably from when you and I were in high school still.
Maybe.
Yeah, and cables snap in there and some of the things that we have. Like obviously the upgrades need to happen, but I don't want it to sound like I'm complaining about what we do have, because I do think what we have is functional.
You bet.
And I think kids are actually finding success in there as well, at least over the past year. So, yeah.
But there again, when you have a rally cry and you're saying, hey, community, let's all get together and figure out a way where the many of us can make something really amazing happen without, everybody feeling like they got to break the bank.
Yeah.
And so this whole idea of raising money for that weight room and doing some events and some podcasts and just some fun things around it, I think we're going to get a lot of people involved.
I hope so, man. It's been pretty cool to watch from, like, as an outsider. It's been really cool to see the community and the parents and come together and do something like this. So I'm really grateful for this community. So.
Can you name some of the people that are involved already that are helping? Because it's not just Nate Kroger. There's a bunch of guys that are kind of saying, let's do this. Can you name some of those people?
Yep. Brandon Grunder has been, I would call him the spearhead of this entire thing. He's been putting everything together, including talking to other community members. The people I met with last Saturday, Pete Robles is on that list. He's been awesome. And then Keith Pearl is on that list. And then beyond that, that would be a better question for Brandon, because like I said, I'm not necessarily in the middle. I'm in the middle, but I'm not like involved with some of those things. But those are the 3 that I sat down with on Saturday, and we sat and discussed, and I kind of gave them like what I thought would benefit the kids, and then we kind of discussed and went down and looked at the weight room together and stuff like that. But those would be the main 3. And then the GoFundMe page has some businesses that have given decent chunks of money. Jake Hoekscher's on that list. The Wilton Wrestling Club donated, I think, $1,000. So there's big chunks of money coming in from people like that too. So
great.
Yeah.
For the people who don't know, what does Nate Kroger do during the day?
During the school day?
Yeah.
I do. It's kind of a grab bag depending on the day, but I have a couple of regular PE classes that I run, like regular PE, your traditional pickleballs and wiffle balls and things like that. Running the pacer test.
The fun PE.
Yep. And then I also have 4 or 5 periods of, depending on its first or second semester, of weight training PE. That's not best case scenario either. Like in my opinion, like they're 45-minute periods now. The blocks are gone. Like the block scheduling is gone. So
really?
By the time you get them in there and then have to give them 5 to 10 minutes to go change, you see them for maybe 25, 30 minutes. But we can still get some stuff done in there. So that PE. But my favorite part is beyond that. Well, I also teach Health 2 a couple periods out of the day, or Health 1 and Health 2. And then before and after school, I run like out of season programs for athletes that want to come in bright and early in the morning or after school 4 days a week. So
you're at that school every day?
Except for Sundays. But I usually find myself in there on Sundays too. That's just to catch up on grading or something for the health classes. So,
hey, can I get your feedback on something that's been in the news? The whole no cell phone in school thing. But Wilton had already implemented that, didn't they? Or not? No, they did not.
Not necessarily. No, even in my health classroom, like in the weight room, it's different. I don't let them have them out. I dock points if I see them. But in like a health classroom, like for example, we had a test yesterday. If they get done with the test and there's still 20 minutes left of class, I kind of see it as it's a little bit of a pacifier for high school kids once in a while. They can get on there and just do it while the other kids are finishing tests instead of being distracted.
Little binky.
But
we all carry that binky around with us, don't we?
Absolutely. But I don't disagree with the no cell phones in school policy. I think that would benefit the schools tremendously, specifically teachers and admin. So,
do you think Wilton's going to do it?
I don't know. I don't get paid enough to make those decisions or be a part of those conversations. So I would like to see it happen, but like I said, I think we're leaning that way. But
yeah, it does bring up such a fun topic to discuss because I think all of us, if we're honest with each other, can totally see it both ways.
I 100% can.
Lance Peterson, who you know, he's a very well-known coach and figure around Eastern Iowa. I follow him on social media. Do you follow him at all?
I have him on Instagram. I don't follow him anywhere else. Yeah.
So he's always posting thoughts on things, and he's like, hey, so they passed the no cell phones in schools in Iowa deal. He's like, I'm all for it. But also, as an adult, ask yourself this. If you showed up to a job every day and your employer said, okay, now take your phone and put it over there in the box, and there's only designated times that you can check it quick.
Yeah.
Man, that would be a hard work environment.
Yeah.
I think there'd be a lot of animosity towards your employer or your manager. And so if you look at it through that lens with like a school, you know, the teachers and administrators, they're the bosses of your job.
Sure.
Well, I don't know.
I think if you make the kids do it, the teachers should have to have theirs in their desk as well. I think that's a natural thing. Like you should, as a teacher, you probably shouldn't, during instructional time, you probably shouldn't be like scrolling around on your phone.
Do teachers, we made up a term yesterday. I called it thumb cocking. Because you're always thumb cocking on your screen.
Right.
So are the teachers allowed to thumb cock?
Well, I don't get to watch other teachers teach. I would assume that nobody's like sitting up there and doing that like while... Like, I don't even do it when kids are taking tests or whatever.
Yeah.
I'll be on my computer doing emails or, you know, grading stuff or whatever.
Sure.
But, yeah, I don't think they do. But like I said, I don't get to watch them do what they do in their classrooms either. So
it is a hot button topic.
It can be.
Really, we're kind of close enough to the end of the school year. I don't think anything's going to happen right now. But no. I think over the summer, people are going to be discussing these things. And but man, that's another hard one. You can't just be like, no phones,
right.
When you're used to having it. So there might be a weaning period.
Yeah, it'll be a battle. If there's one thing I've learned in being in education for over a decade, I think changes are tough, whether it's on kids or adults. But I think after 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, it becomes the norm, and you just kind of roll with it. Maybe kids see it differently than I do, like from a teaching perspective, but. I mean, a lot of things have changed for teachers, too. I feel like in the last 10 years. And maybe we don't like some of those, but you still got to do it. So, like, I don't know. I think it'll be maybe by the end of September, like, if they do change it, maybe it'll be, like, the new norm. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, things are changing at lightning speed. And speaking of at lightning speed, things are leaving here at lightning speed at the Fitness Garage Sale. Here at Treadmill Heroes, 603 West 5th Street, Wilton, Iowa. It is citywide garage sale here in Wilton. So we are having a garage sale of all of our exercise equipment, our used stuff we've had piled into buildings, from our garage to yours at garage sale pricing. Do you do garage sales?
Yes. Like, do I sell or do I just go around?
No,
and, buy?
Are you like me? Do you like to go to garage sales?
I don't have all the cool stuff that your dad has down at the gas station, but I do like to go buy random, like, old school, like anything old school Hawkeye logo stuff. Like, I have a basement. I have like a man cave downstairs that I keep some of that stuff. So yeah, I'm always looking for hidden treasures.
What do you collect?
So I have about 250 of those like NFL and college mini helmets that are like this big.
Really?
Yep, and they're like pretty much, they cover 2 entire walls in my basement.
250? How do you have that made? Is there just different variants from different teams?
Yes.
Or from the same team, different variants?
So I have all of the NFL teams and most of their throwback like helmets. Not all of them. I'm trying to get NFL completely done. And then like Oregon, for example, has 6 new helmets a year. So I just try to get a couple of the new ones. And
who makes them?
Either Riddell, or it used to be Riddell and Schutt. but Rydell is the one I buy from.
The
now.
actual helmet manufacturers, and then they make a miniature of that?
Yeah, it's like I think it's like a third of the size of a regular helmet. Like,
Have you heard of this, Bart?
Yeah.
I just don't collect a lot of sports stuff.
Yeah.
So
that would be my thing.
that's out of my wheelhouse.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. I don't think my wife likes it very much. Like, it takes up, like I said, 2 walls of our basement. But
I would hate that if I was your wife.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she does.
That's got to be terrible. Lynn, do you think I'd be allowed to have 250 miniature football helmets lining the walls of the basement? So maybe my collecting isn't near as bad as Nate's. Yeah, I think Nate's the one out of control. He's the one that needs to see a therapist, not me.
Might. Yeah, that's true.
So that's the thing, or are there other things along the way?
So I don't know. In terms of collectibles, I kind of slowed down on things. Like, I used to collect like old board games. Don't ask me why. I have no idea why.
Yeah.
Things like that. But really, if it has a Hawkeye Chiefs San Francisco Giants logo on it and it looks cool, even if it's beat up, I'll buy it. So
you're a big Hawkeye guy.
Yeah.
I gotta show you this thing I've got. It's down in the podcast studio.
Mm-hmm.
So we found it at my father-in-law's house. It was literally in a box that was thrown out after we had to clean out his estate after he passed.
Sure.
And I just saw this like an old JCPenney shirt box, and it was thrown in, and so I opened it up, and wadded up in there was this piece of leather, probably the size of the Treadmill Hero logo here.
Sure.
And it says Rose Bowl 1958.
That's cool.
And it's got like the Letterman jacket patches.
Yeah.
Those are sewn on this piece of
That's
leather.
really cool.
And it shows the score when Iowa beat Oklahoma State in that Rose Bowl in 1953 or 8 or
Right.
something. And there's a big fraternity logo patch on it. And there's like cigarette burns in it.
That's
and
really cool.
It looks like this was part of some either giant leather couch or chair, because it looks like someone took a knife and just like cut it all off.
Right.
And it was, I don't know. I think this thing like was boosted at some point in the 50s or 60s or 70s as a frat prank.
Right.
And somehow it ended up at my father-in-law's house.
Yeah.
And so I ended up getting it professionally matted and framed because I just thought it was cool. It looks super dope.
That's awesome.
But I'd love to find out the history of it some days. So I'll have to show it to you.
Is that why you find is that why you do, like, not the antiquing or the picking or whatever you call it? I don't know what you call it, but like, is that what you like about it? Like the stories that come from some of those items?
I do. I like to find anything that could potentially be something that's a one-off or kind of rare,
Sure.
where it doesn't necessarily have to be super valuable.
Mm-hmm.
But it does have to be kind of unique and could tell a story, and that's one of those pieces where when people see it hanging on the wall, they're like, what is that? And I'm like, I don't know what it is, but it's super cool.
Yep, absolutely.
And so I don't really collect a lot of Hawkeye stuff,
Right.
But that kind of stuff, I mean,
Yeah,
that's neat no matter who you are.
There's a cool story behind it, maybe with some adult beverages involved or whatever, but there's a cool story behind that. So,
do you have anything you found that's super cool at a garage sale? Like, have you ever found something where you're just excited to pay $1 for it, and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I just found this thing?
Not off the top of my head, but I probably have something down in the basement where I just can't think of what it would be right now.
Yeah. I've had a couple good scores.
Yeah.
One was right here in town, right up the street, that one on Waite Street that always has a garage sale.
Mm-hmm.
For $0.25. This was a couple years ago. I found an original Ultimate Warrior wrestling buddy.
That's awesome.
An original one.
I used to have 2 of them.
Well, maybe that one was yours.
Maybe it was an old one. Yeah, I don't know. He was my favorite wrestler back in the day.
Oh man, who's he? Who wasn't a fan of the Warrior?
Mm-hmm.
But I couldn't believe it, and I was like, "This is and it didn't have no stains, no tears."
Mm-hmm.
We still have it. Winston's got it in his room. We probably should have washed it first, but I just threw it up there in his room.
That's awesome.
Yeah, those are exciting. I don't know why, but then there's other people who just, the thought of going to a garage sale is just like, ew.
Yeah.
Like, you're looking through other people's stuff. It's just strange to me. Where me, it's a high.
Mm-hmm.
You're walking up the driveway. You're seeing a table full of stuff. You don't know what's on the table.
Like a treasure hunt, kind of.
Yeah, and especially if you're in an older neighborhood.
Right.
That's fun.
Yep.
We do the the North Liberty citywide garage sale. That's our, because my sister Katie lives up in North Liberty.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go up there on a Wednesday night, and we'll spend all day Thursday, all day Friday, half a day Saturday, and we'll take the golf cart up there, and we'll just go all day buying stuff. There's usually some regret.
Oh, yeah, I would imagine, yeah.
And you feel like such a glutton by Saturday at 2. Your whole vehicle's full of stuff.
Right.
And you've spent way too much money on stuff, and then you just take all that stuff and then you throw it in a building somewhere and forget about it. And it's a bad deal.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm that crazy about it. Like, we usually stick to Wilton, maybe Durant and Walcott or something when we do our garage sailing. So we don't get out. Maybe we should go check out Iowa City, North Liberty, some of the bigger towns.
Oh, you should.
Yeah.
You should. It's quite a thrill. Have you ever heard of the world's largest garage sale? It's up in Minnesota.
No, I have not.
I want to go to this thing. So it'll happen, I believe, in the fall.
Okay.
It's up in Minneapolis. It's called the world's largest garage, not Minneapolis, Minnesota. And there's all these little towns. Think of like Highway 6 and just, it's Wilton, Durant, Walcott, but then maybe West Liberty. Anyway, in Minnesota, there's 100 miles of some highway, and every single town coordinates their citywide garage sale at the same. It's like a week-long thing.
That's awesome.
And it's 100 miles of straight garage sales.
That's awesome.
And people go up there with trailers and and they just run the whole circuit. And I think my daughter and I would really enjoy that. And you do some camping or whatever, and you just spend a whole week garage sailing.
Yeah, I think that'd be fun. Like something you said, it's in the fall.
I think it's in the fall. That'd
be tough to make with school.
Bart, will you look that up? Can you look that up on your phone or any phone? Or I wonder when we could ask my Chat GPT companion right now.
Absolutely.
They'd probably know. Do you have a Chat GPT?
Yeah. If you're not using AI at this point, you're ridiculous.
You're behind the 8 ball.
Yes, absolutely. I love that stuff, man. I try to get it to attach my health lessons to standards, like the state standards and stuff. Like it's been pretty useful for me as a teacher. So
yeah. I was in fuddy-dud mode for quite a while when it came to AI.
Yeah.
Up until probably, I don't know, 5-6 months ago, I was, that darn AI. I don't want that thing listening to me.
Right.
And finally I'm like, well, it's not going away. And someone within our family unit needs to understand how this stuff works, so that way when our kids start using it, I already have a head start. Because I don't want to be that parent where my kids are teaching me about technology.
Yep, I fear that. I fear that a lot. I think Ari's going to end up doing that for me, like teaching me
for
about
sure.
some of those stuff.
But I want to at least have I want to have the basics. I want to have the basic understanding of the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there's so many people out there that are just like, wow, that AI. I'm not messing with that. Well, then it's going to start messing with you if you don't start messing with it.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I think
sadly,
I think you got to jump in, and I think it's only going to get better as we continue to go here. I really, it's exciting to think about what the future might look like with that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Do you talk to yours? Do you use ChatGPT, or what do you use?
I use different ones. So I use ChatGPT. I don't pay for any of them. I use the free versions of all of them at this point. I just don't have any reason to buy like the monthly subscription for any of them. But I use Grok from X, ChatGPT, and then I use a lot of the extensions from ChatGPT for like image generators to presentation makers and like whatever's like those extensions are in there.
I haven't used Grok yet. Is that just an AI that is built within X?
Yeah,
so you have to have X open to use it?
Not anymore. That's how it initially started, but now that's its own separate like entity or app or whatever. However, the tech guys talk about that stuff. You can get a Grok app now, and it's just like your Chat GPT app on your phone.
Got it.
So,
boy, listen to that truck. It's like we're at the
boy
Cordova Dragway on Saturday. Man, listen to that.
Sale. It's right now.
What's that?
May 1st through the 4th.
It's right now. The 100-mile garage sale's happening right now.
We are missing out. Yep.
Is it? Did I make that up, Bart? Is it 100 miles, and is it in Minnesota?
Minnesota, and it gets into Wisconsin too.
That's awesome.
Wow.
That's really cool.
Next year, the 100-miler.
Yep, doing it.
But that means we have to miss the second annual fitness garage sale here at Treadmill Heroes.
Bart could probably handle it, I think.
Bart, you're going to have to handle the live stream here, and I'll handle the live stream from the 100-miler.
Next year. That sounds great.
Doesn't that sound fun? It actually sounds like a blast.
Yeah, it absolutely does.
You can ride with me. Actually, you can drive. You drive, I'll ride.
Okay.
And we'll take a truck and trailer.
Deal.
That would be fun. We ought to take a whole production.
You might as well.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be fun to live stream for a whole week, just going to garage sales?
Yeah, 24-hour cams, just everything you do. Maybe not that.
Oh, I think it'd be great.
Yeah.
Maybe not everything.
Yeah.
But most everything.
Yeah.
Man, look at this golf cart coming by here. You need a step ladder to get in that thing.
Yeah, little lift. Looks nice.
There we go. 1 out of 4 waved.
Yep.
Boy, isn't it funny how people just sometimes side eye you?
Yep. Like I don't know you.
Like
I'm not
we're in a
gonna wave
big
at you.
yellow tent. Like I waved at you. Can wave back.
Maybe they're overwhelmed by your inflating
The Joe Blow?
Yeah, the Joe Blow over there.
Bart, can you show everybody the shot of the Joe Blow? Over there waving in the wind. Look at that thing. It's a thing of beauty. What is that thing, like 13, 14 feet tall? And maybe 12 foot. Isn't it funny how my internal form of measurement based on height, my internal baseline is the 12-foot deep pool at the Wilton swimming pool?
That is funny. I've never used it like that.
In my head, because
Like that-
when I was a kid, make yourself into the sink stick and you go down along the wall and then you shoot back up.
Yeah.
And I used to always know that 12 foot.
Right.
Because it was 12 foot deep in the deep end. For whatever reason, when I look at something visually and I try to figure out how tall it is,
Yep.
I start with that 12-foot baseline from the Wilton swimming pool.
Yeah, mine is like just basketball hoops, like the 10-foot rim. That's what I try to
Oh.
use. That's always what I try. Is that like 2 basketball hoops, 2.5 basketball hoops, like whatever. So
you have an internal
I do.
visual.
I do. I didn't realize I did until you just mentioned that. Like you unlocked something in me to make me realize that's what I have. But yeah, I think I use basketball hoops most often on anything that's tall. So
Do you use anything, Bart?
Basketball hoop.
You use a basketball hoop.
Yep. Yeah.
Now you learned something
Learned
about
something
me.
new today. I'm glad
Yeah.
it came down. Yeah.
Flat surface base paths, probably.
That's a good.
Oh, a
that's
flat
a good idea
surface.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, like if somebody said, "How far do you think?" Well, I can tell you what mine is
What's that?
a shot put throw.
Yeah.
I will go based on, because like a 30-yard push, is about what I would think a 30-yard push on a let me guess here.
30 feet or 30 yards.
Yeah, I never did a shot put. That sounds like
That's like Olympic. 30 yards would be like Olympic.
Yeah, I'm saying feet.
Oh, okay. I thought you said yards. All right.
Oh, maybe I said yards, but I meant feet. But if I had to guess from here to that pole, would that be about oh God, that'd be a far push. That'd probably be a 50-foot push right there, wouldn't it?
I'd guess 40. About 4 basketball hoops maybe from here.
From here to that pole.
Yeah, that's my guess.
You're saying 40?
Yeah. I think you could probably stack 4 basketball hoops up to get to that pole. I might be wrong, though.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I wish we had a shot put. We could huff one over there. Well, anyway, let's go back to why Nate's here. We're here talking about raising money for the Wilton High School weight room. There's a group of parents and just supporters that would love to see the Wilton High School weight room get brought up to, like, some high standards. It's already a great weight room.
Agreed.
It's already great. It already has everything you need. I would argue you need less. You need less. But the reality is it's time. It's Wilton. It's Wilton High School. Wilton's got so many wonderful things going for it. It's time to have a wow weight room when you walk in there. Because there's a lot of wow weight rooms out there in these schools and these high schools and even these junior highs now that we're seeing and that we're putting in. And I can't wait to do something like that at Wilton. I hope we get to play a small part in that and help move that along. And it's not just the fitness equipment, though. It's the rubber flooring. It's the painting. It's the updating.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a need for lighting. I don't know, but there's a lot to make that a wow factor.
Right.
Even before one additional new dumbbell gets put in there.
Yep, I agree with that too. The aesthetic side of things, there's a lot of things to get done. Like, it's a pretty long list, but we're hoping to keep checking it off as we go here and continuously improve it throughout. So
Yeah. And I know we're going to be talking offline and meeting and coming up with some creative ideas. So if you guys got any ideas on how we can, creatively raise some money, I know we've got a bunch. I've got a bunch written down in my notebook of thoughts. So we'll be discussing that. But anyway, Nate, I appreciate you stopping in here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Mr. Kroger, if I'm in one of your classes.
Yeah, or Kroger. Like the Mr. doesn't really apply. I don't
Will
think
students just hit you with a Kroger?
Yeah,
You're okay with that?
I'm cool with that. As a PE teacher, yeah, it's fine.
I think you should be. There's still that level of respect there, but it's like, hey, we're all people doing people things.
Yeah.
So,
I think it's a different setting.
You be cool with me, and I'll be cool with you.
Yep.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to be right back on the live stream here shortly. In fact, I ought to have we'll take a timeout from this live stream, and then we'll come back here in a little bit once we have somebody else pop in. In the meantime, we got to get to all these customers at the Fitness Garage Sale here in Wilton. We'll see you guys soon.